Good morning. Welcome to zoology class. Today the topic is gene cloning, its vectors and cloning strategies. You see here the structure of DNA molecule. It mainly has double stranded structure. See, you can see very clearly. In between the double strands, this is linear is nitrogen bases. Okay, and this backbone of this strand is made up of phosphate and sugar molecules. Nitrogen bases are four types: adenine, guanine, thiamine and cytosine. These are DNA molecule structure. Watson and Crick has proposed this structure of DNA. Next, DNA cloning is a technique used for reproducing fragments. Reproducing fragments means clone means similar type of, like we have twins, like twins clone, same type of DNA molecule is synthesized, that is called DNA mirror half. Okay, it can be done by two methods, that is cell based or using polymerase chain reaction. For this DNA cloning, a vector is required to carry DNA fragment of interest. Okay, into the host cell. DNA cloning allows a copy of any specific part of DNA or RNA sequence to be selected among many others and produced in unlimited amount. Whatever we want, if we want a gene, example insulin gene or some other gene, we want to produce it. So with the help of this DNA cloning, we can produce unlimited amount of insulin gene. This technique is the first stage of most of genetic engineering experiments. Production of DNA libraries, PCR, DNA sequencing, massive amplification of DNA sequence, stable propagation of DNA sequence. A single DNA molecule can be amplified, allowing it to be studied, sequenced, manipulated, mutagenized or engineered, or it can be expressed, that is generation of protein. Okay, the cloning process. Gene of interest, whatever you want, like insulin, which gene you want, you can cut it with restriction endonuclease, and this restriction endonuclease enzyme cut the plasmid at a specific cut the DNA or gene at specific sites, and with this restriction enzyme we can get our interested gene. Okay, then this gene or DNA is transferred to host. Host is here plasmid. Plasmid is also cut by restriction endonucleases at specific site, and this interested gene is inserted into the plasmid. Then the plasmid is inserted into a bacterium. This insertion of plasmid into bacterium is transformation. Okay, it mainly involves 5 steps: enzyme restriction, digestion of DNA sample, enzyme restriction, digest of DNA plasmid vector, ligation of DNA sample products, and plasmid vectors transformation with the ligation products, growth on agar plates with selection for antibiotic resistance. Step 1, redigestion of DNA sample. Digestion is nothing but with the E. coli enzyme. See here, DNA digestion is nothing but restriction enzyme will come and cut the DNA molecule at specific sites, that is producing two unequal halves with blunt ends or staggered ends or sticky ends of DNA molecule. Then vector, plasmid vector. It is a vector. With this help of, why it is called vector? Because with the help of plasmid only we can transfer this gene into a bacterium. There it can, in bacterium it can replicate. Okay, that's why it is called vector. See here, in plasmid we introduce the DNA of interest. Okay, this plasmid also cut by restriction endonucleases enzyme at specific site. Then ligation of DNA sample and plasmid DNA. So gene of interest or DNA of interest we are ligating or joining with the plasmid DNA with the help of DNA ligase enzyme. Okay, this is step 3. Then transformation of ligation product. The process of transforming plasmid with exogenous DNA into a cell is called transformation. There are generally two basic methods of transforming bacteria. First is chemical method utilizing calcium chloride, because the bacteria doesn't accept the external DNA that much easily, or otherwise heat shock to promote DNA entry into the cell. Second method is called electroporation, based on a short pulse of electric charge or shock to facilitate DNA uptake by the bacterium. See here in this diagram we can see E. coli culture, means bacterium is present. Then this is centrifuged. After centrifugation, resuspend bacterial pellet in calcium chloride solution. Then aliquots competent cells, chill on ice, then heat shock is given, then plate on LB ampicillin. Then what is happening? This E. coli bacteria means bacteria are present in this test tube, as well as plasmids are present separately. First we did centrifugation, then we made different aliquots, then we kept it in chill ice, then we have given heat shock. By that time these plasmids are transferred into the bacterial cells. Then what happened? This petri dish, whatever we are seeing here, in that petri dish both bacteria are present, with plasmids and without plasmids. So if we introduce ampicillin in this petri dish, then bacteria without plasmid will die. Okay, so bacteria with plasmid can survive. Why? Because plasmid contain ampicillin antibiotic enzyme. Okay, so we get bacteria with plasmids. Okay, Then the same diagram again. What happened? Heat shock we have given earlier. Now it is giving electric shock. But the process is remaining process is same. Okay. Growth on agar plates. Then whatever we got this bacteria, we transfer this bacteria into agar gel plate. Then they undergo mitosis and produce many copies of bacteria. So means many copies of bacteria means we got many number of gene copies whatever we required. Okay. Blue colonies represent ampicillin resistant bacteria that contains P vector and express a functional alpha fragment from intact lag Z alpha coding sequence. White colonies represent ampicillin resistant bacteria that contain P insert and do not produce lag Z alpha fragment. Then terms used in cloning. DNA recombination. The DNA fragment to be cloned inserted into a vector is called recombination. Transformation, that is recombinant DNA is introduced into the host cell and proliferates, that is transformation. Next, selective amplification. A specific antibiotic is added to kill E. coli without a protection, that is plasmid. The transformed E. coli is protected by antibiotic resistant gene. Then isolation of desired DNA clones. Cloning vectors, generally what we use. Cloning vectors are DNA molecules that are used to transport cloned sequence between biological host and the test tube. So their common properties. Cloning vectors: ability to promote autonomous replication, contain a genetic marker for selection, unique restriction sites to facilitate cloning of insert DNA, minimum amount of non-essential DNA to optimize cloning. Then plasmids. So bacterial cells, they contain extra chromosomal DNA, that is called plasmid. Here this green color one is plasmid and this is chromosome of bacteria. In plasmids are usually represented by small circular DNA. Some plasmids are present in multiple copies of the cell. Next, plasmid vectors are 1.2 to 3 kilobase pair and contain replication origin ORI sequence. Here the replication complex will come attach and start the replication. That region is called ORI or origin of replication sequence. A gene that permits selection. Here the selective gene is AMPAIR. It encodes the enzyme P-lactamase which inactivates ampicillin. Exogenous DNA can be inserted into the bracketed region. Next, selective marker. Selective marker is required for maintenance of plasmid in the cell. Because of the presence of selective marker, the plasmid becomes useful for the cell. Under the selective conditions only, cell that contain plasmid with selectable marker can survive. Genes that confer resistance to various antibiotics are used. If selective marker is absent, then that bacteria cannot survive under certain conditions. Genes that make cell resistant to ampicillin, neomycin, chlorophenicol are used. Origin of replication. Origin of replication is a DNA segment recognized by the cellular DNA replication enzyme. Without replication origin DNA cannot be replicated in the cell. Multiple cloning site. Many cloning vectors contain a multiple cloning site or polylinker. A DNA segment with several unique sites for restriction endonucleases located on next to each other. Restriction sites of polylinker are not present anywhere else in the plasmid. Cutting plasmids with one of the restriction enzymes that recognize a site in the polylinker does not disrupt any of essential features of the vector. Then multiple cloning site. Gene to be cloned can be introduced into the cloning vector at one of the restriction sites present in the polylinker. See here you can see multiple cloning site. This one is multiple cloning site. Here the restriction endonucleases are introduced, then this is produced. Then plasmid maker genomic DNA, whatever we want, with the help of restriction endonucleases, specific sites, and this DNA with specific site, both are ligated or joined together with the help of sticky ends and DNA ligation. Types of cloning vectors. Different types of cloning vectors are used for different types of cloning experiments. The vector is chosen according to the size and type of DNA to be cloned. Plasmid vectors. Plasmid vectors are used to clone DNA ranging in size from several base pairs to several thousand base pairs. Okay. Poly-E1 based PUC vehicles, commercially available ones. Example PGEM3, P blue script. See the diagram, ampicillin resistant gene, this is PUC18 plasmid, LAG-Z gene is present on it. Okay. Then disadvantages. Using plasmids cannot accept large fragments, size range from 0 to 10 kb. Standard method of transformation are inefficient. Bacteriophage lambda. Phase lambda is a bacteriophage or phase that is bacterial virus that uses E. coli as host. Structure is of typical face, head, tail fibers. Lambda viral gene 48.5 kb linear DNA with a base of double stranded DNA, sticky end at both the ends. These ends are complementary in sequence and can hybridize to each other. This is the cause site, cohesive ends. Infection. Lambda tail fibers adsorb to a cell surface receptor. The tail contracts and the DNA is injected. The DNA circularizes at the cause site and the lambda begins its life cycle in the E. coli host. Genome of lambda is approximately 45,000 base pairs. Recombinant phase DNA can be packed in this phase particle. Okay. Phase particles are used to transact cells. Central portion approximately 15,000 base pairs are lambda genome, not essential for replication phase of DNA and can be removed. Left and right arms of the face. Lambda can be ligated with fragmentation of foreign DNA, which must have the size of approximately 15,000 base pairs. Then cosmid vector. Purpose: one clone large insert of DNA. Size is approximately 45 kilobase pairs. Few cosmids are plasmids with 1 or 2 lambda cos sites. Presence of the cos site permits in vitro packing of cosmid DNA into lambda particles. Thus have some advantages of lambda as cloning vehicle: strong selection of cloning of large inserts, infection process rather than transformation for entry of chimeric DNA into E. coli host. Maintain cosmids as phase particles in solution, but cosmids are plasmids, thus do not form plaques, but rather cloning proceeds via E. coli colony formation. Yeast artificial chromosome. Yeast artificial chromosomes are special linear DNA vectors that resemble normal yeast chromosome. Yak contains lelomers that stabilize chromosome ends, centromere, that ensure the chromosome partitioning between two daughter cells and a selective marker gene. Yak can carry hundreds and thousands of base pairs of foreign DNA. Okay. Then purpose of yeast artificial chromosome. Yak. Cloning vehicles that propagate in eukaryotic cells host as eukaryotic chromosome. Clone very large inserts of DNA 100 kb to 10 MB. Features: Yak cloning vehicles are plasmids. Final chimeric DNA is a linear DNA molecule with telomeric ends. Artificial chromosome. Additional features: often have a selection for an insert. Yak cloning vehicles often have bacterial origin of DNA replication and selection of marker for propagation of yak through bacteria. Yak can use both yeast and bacteria as a host. PACs, P1 derived artificial chromosomes, BACs, bacterial artificial chromosomes. E. coli bacteriophage P1 is similar to phase lambda in that it can exist in E. coli in a prophase state. This chimeric DNA molecule use a naturally occurring low occupy number of bacterial plasmids or origin of replication such as that of F plasmid in E. coli. P1 cloning vehicles have been constructed that permit cloning large DNA fragments, few hundreds of base pairs. Can be cloned as plasmid in a bacterial host, and its natural stability generally permits cloning of large pieces of insert DNA, that is up to few hundreds kilobase pairs of DNA. Cloning and propagation of the chimeric DNA as P1 plasmid inside E. coli cells. Retroviral vectors. Tomorrow we take this class from retroviral vectors. Continue the class. Thank you for listening my class. today.